So hello everyone, this is Abhishek Rai here, and I am a pass out of the 2020 batch, and we were the winners of CodeFury 2.0. Okay, so I have participated in CodeFury twice, that is for CodeFury 1.0 and CodeFury 2.0. So CodeFury 1.0, our team, even though we had a best of the developers, we were not able to make it through due to some of the silliest of the mistakes, and which we incorporated in the second iteration and were able to make it through. And today I'm here to share my experience in participating in CodeFury and what are some of the things that we did that worked for us, right? So first of all, hackathons are great learning experiences. So don't just keep the thought of winning in mind. Rather, I would say that enjoy the moment. So let that adrenaline rush through your body when you're working on some feature that is not working and the deadline is getting closer and closer. So that is all part of a hackathon and it happens with everyone. And this is also a great opportunity to learn from other people as well. So so during the presentations, you would be mesmerized to see some of the projects that are flowing in, right? So how did that particular guy achieve this? How did he use this particular model to determine this? How did he use, so what is the framework that he used in the front end that looks very cool? Right, so it is a good time to connect with those people and then learn from them as well. So once you hear the theme of the hackathon, don't directly jump into coding. So I would suggest spend about 20 to 25% of the time just on planning the project. So break down the project into several subtasks and assign each of the subtasks to one of your teammates. So there would always be one person who would be able to code the entire application from scratch, right? But I would suggest utilize the potential of your teammates so that you can get more things done in a lesser time. And if something goes wrong, you can always jump at the end to make it working, right? So the simplest application for planning out the project would be a simple to-do list. I preferred Microsoft To Do at my time, but you are free to choose whatever tool you want to use. So possessing the technical capability is only half the battle of the hackathon. So if you're a non-technical person participating in the hackathon, don't think that you are not able to contribute as much as the other technical person is contributing. So it's not like that. Even though the application is one masterpiece, and if the presentation is not that great, then the probability of that project winning the hackathon would be very less. So the presentation at the end is very crucial for winning the hackathon. If you can't get the judges excited about your idea, then it might be very difficult for you to win. So dedicate a good amount of time just for preparing a good presentation. Most of the hackathons that I've seen, if at all you are making a web application, the entire application revolves around having a front end, then having a back end, then having set of APIs that are communicating from the front end and the back end, right? So you can have some of these codes well beforehand. So for me, having some of these code snippets ready at hand proved to be beneficial in saving my time. How do you pass data between the front end and the back end? How do you communicate with a database? How do you do the CRUD operation, create, read, update, and data operation? You don't want yourself to be indulged in Stack Overflow pages just for the lamest of the lamest out. You definitely would be exploring a lot of Stack Overflow pages, but make sure that you're not wasting time for something you could have already prepared for. So having the generic code samples ready did the work for me. So what do I mean by generic code samples? So the code to connect to database, code to connect to Firebase, some of the HTML elements that I want to use, the form element maybe, or some div element or some animating, so some animation that is going on in the web application. So all these things, if you are keeping it ready, so that would make your development much more faster than you googling out like how this thing is working and etc etc, right? At the end, just remember it's just a hackathon, it's not a life or death situation, and don't get disheartened if you do not win the prize money, because every one of you are already a winner and you're taking away a lot of things just by participating in the hackathon, and you are better than at least those people who did not have the guts to click that register button and enter into the competition. So all the best everyone, may Saitama give you strength.